just are messing around. They're together, but they have the open relationship. I think that thing.
Oh, did he say open relationship?
There's people there's people that have that over there, like the same too, like here too.
Is that common?
And not really common, but you find that just.
Can you define open relationship for the people who are just getting introduced to this term? Because
open relationship is like you're with somebody, but you guys can hook around with other people, but you guys still together, but hook around with other people.
and that's something very common. Hello guys, and welcome back to Itchy Brains. Yep, I had to do that part myself. Prajash is not here, which is a good news. He told me that he is up to some kind of work that he has to do, or maybe his classes are resuming, so I guess he's attending his classes, which I don't know what he's learning. I think it's all a lie. I think he is taking some girl out on a date. That's why he doesn't have time to make for the podcast, which is pretty good. But today we got something different. I have one of my closest friends from Greensburg, which is the campus I studied at, joining me. His name is Kenny. He was my roommate back on the campus. Really good friend of mine. And today we'll be discussing some of the things that he has learned by staying in the U.S. for X amount of time, and especially about his place, Dominican Republic, which I'm guessing that a lot of listeners are not familiar with. That is what we are going to shine light on. Hopefully Kenny will not be shy talking about his culture and stuff. But yeah, he's a cool dude, really funny. He has lots of insights on girls and the whole dating scenario and stuff. He's really good with girls. I'll tell you that. And I'm not. I really suck at that thing. So hopefully there is something to learn from Kenny right now in this conversation. I'll add him, and then we'll get into this talk. Cool. So I bring you Kennny Havier, if I said that right. So perfect. So Kenny is here. Kenny, long time no see. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So Kenny uses a lot of face products. Let me just be upfront there.
Just, no pimples, no nothing. And just soft. As you said, moisturized, soft, and everything.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think you have the most clearest looking skin out of a boy that I've seen. But anyways, Kenny, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So the first question I have for you is, what's the name of the podcast you're in?
Itchy Brains.
Perfect. Music to my ears. A lot of the guests on the podcast don't know what podcast they're in, but thankfully you know. And how do you say itchy brains in your language?
Brains. You said brains. Itchy in my language. So itchy.
That's where your language stops, right?
Yeah. Wait.
It just doesn't go further than that. It's like It doesn't make sense. Your language is just collapsed.
Yeah, like if I tell you, it won't make sense, and I'm trying to make it sense. That's why I'm thinking. It's like, because I can tell you, like, itchy means like picoso cabeza.
I'm just hoping that doesn't make sense at all.
It doesn't.
Not even a single bit.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's why we named it that way. So the next question I have for you is, how much is $1 in Dominican Republic?
Right now, in Dominican Republic, $1 is in like 57, almost 58 peso.
58 peso.
Yeah,
okay.
58 peso.
Okay, gotcha. I really want to go into the story of when we first met.
Yeah.
So let me tell you this. My first impression of you, by the way, so I was supposed to be in a dorm. He was there a week earlier, before I went in there. And as soon as I opened the door of the room, I see this giant ass dude just ready to beat the shit out of me. And then I was like, oh shit, I better not say anything. Because I don't want to get into any trouble. And this is the fucking dude I gotta live with, a fucking bodybuilder. Right? By the way, listeners, Kenny has really good muscles, which I don't. He is puffed. Well, that's why I didn't want to mess with him. But now that I've known you, I can easily, take you off.
Mm-hmm.
I easily take you off.
Of course.
I can lift you up from the ground and then just smash your face on the floor.
Of course.
Yeah. We got to a point where first I was afraid of him, and then Kenny started getting afraid of me. I mean, what can I say? And it's not and it's not like I gained muscle or something, you know. It just it just maybe the way I talked or something. Kenny just started fearing me. But tell me about your first impression of me.
Well, when you came in the door, you had long ass hair.
Okay.
You know, and since I didn't know where you're from, and your last name was already, you know, kind of
Indian.
Different, yeah, Indian.
Kid,
I was like,
Indian.
Hey, I have an Indian kid. He's probably has the thick ass Indian accent.
Okay.
So I was like, well, I know there's gonna be a lot of smell like that. So that food.
Bro.
So I was like, well,
that's so
I gotta be
bad.
ready because I know that I'm really super clean and I want my shit to smell really good. So I know there's gonna be there's gonna be times I have to smell that. So yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah,
besides that,
Kenny,
I know you're right. You look like a smart, nice kid.
Oh, well, thank you. The other thing I missed out about you is that you're a clean freak.
Yeah, I am.
Freak.
I am.
Like, have you seen Friends? Have you watched Friends?
Not really.
Okay. Well, there is a character called Monica, and she's like, she just cannot stand dirt or any smelly person. She'll just freak out. You're just like that, dude. You're like Monica.
I know. And if you think I'm like that, you don't want to meet my mom. The way you felt about me being super clean, I feel about my mom.
Oh, wow, really? Damn, well, I was fortunate enough to share that lifestyle with you, you know, like some of that part, because I didn't want to stay in a messy room as well. Not that I would care as much, you know, but still I didn't. Were you expecting like a roommate to, like, was there any like character of roommate that you wanted?
No, I was just if to be honest, I was just looking for some, you know, for roommates that are, you know, maybe are clean, you know, to start, and they're just cool, you know, they're just cool people.
Not Indian.
No, I don't care. Honestly, look, people might think I'm racist by what I must say, but not white. I want anything but white. That I had the pleasure of that? No, but I was like, you know, being mean to somebody like that? No, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. And then you can't have everything you want.
Well, I'll tell you what. So whenever I first entered into the room, I couldn't tell that you were from a different country. And I've told you this lots of times, right?
Yeah.
I think until the time that you told me that you were from a different country, I had no freaking clue that you were from somewhere outside the U.S.
That's a compliment right there.
I was thinking that you had not even been to Mexico. I was thinking that sort of thing, and then you told me that you were from a different country, and I was like, holy shit, this guy doesn't even have an accent, and he tells me that he's not from here.
Yeah.
And then slowly, you know, I mean, I guess there was a time, like, during our year where I could sense that, you know, like, sense the accent and stuff. Well, first, like, I really had to be there, you know. Otherwise, I would just never notice that factor in you. Even right now, like, I would never tell that you were not born in America, raised in America, and stuff like that. But, well, you know what I remember? One time you told me that when I first entered into the dorm, that my face looked like that I didn't know what I was doing, basically.
Oh, yeah, you look so lost. Yeah, you look so lost. Yeah, you look like you're like literally like you miss your mom and dad really bad, which is nothing bad, but I'm just saying like you really lost. Like, what the fuck am I like?
I don't remember that part as much, but like, I was really scared. I will tell you that much because of the communication factor, right? Because I had to talk like these are the people that I need to talk with for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah,
and I need to talk to them in such a way that you know they don't tell that I have an accent and stuff. It was just a whole mess. Yeah. But getting into this culture thing, which I really want to dive into, the first thing that I wanted to ask you is, what are the things that you are interested in, and how much of it would you say is the factor is a product of your culture?
For example, food.
Yeah.
Food, you know.
Food is a big time, right? Food is
like if you ask in the streets like, oh, what are the things that characterize like a Dominican? They're gonna tell you plantains, plátanos.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell you that. They're really gonna tell you right away. Another thing is the sport that we're the best at is baseball. In any MLB team, one of the best teams, they all have a couple of Dominicans there because that's our sport. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything. You can look at history, and that's our sport.
No, totally. I was looking into some of the cool facts about Dominican Republic, right?
Yeah.
Well, to the listeners, I'm having a hard time pronouncing that name, and I'm not trying to cover it up. It's did I say that right? Dominican Republic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So I was reading into it, and then baseball was there, which just came as a surprise to me because I don't think you talked about baseball as much as you did about basketball.
Oh yeah, because baseball is not really my sport. My dad wanted me to be a professional baseball player. I played baseball.
Really?
Yeah. Or well, I don't know. I think that's a Dominican thing. Like every like in the DR, for example, like they want kids or to be professional baseball players or artists. That's nowadays. You know, mostly every dad.
Wait, artists of what kind? Like music artist or
music artist? Yeah, music artist.
Okay.
Like to be more specific, like the genre would be like rap, trap, and them both.
Wow. So you're telling me that your parents wanted you to be a hip hop rapper?
Not necessarily. It's just baseball.
Not like in like they at least favor it, right?
Yeah.
They're at least like, okay, rap thing, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Runner, no, rapper. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in a sense.
Wow,
yeah.
that is. Well, I want to say that is like a good thing that you can find in a parent, but at the same time not so good as much because they're only focused on that one thing.
Yeah.
So for instance, in my culture, it would be being a doctor, right? Being a doctor, engineer, and then your parents are like, if you tell them that they want to be a rapper, they'll be like, shut the fuck up, dude. Get back, get back to your study room. You're going to become a doctor.
Like,
so
after that, they saw that I was not interested. Like then they were like, okay, you gotta focus on your studies. Like you gotta be a professional. Like you gotta do this. It is like that.
So did you try like freestyling in front of them, and then they were like, okay, no son, like
never.
just
I was never into music like that, and they never really told me like, oh, do this. But like when I mentioned like that, it was just like in a general culture thing. Nowadays is that like kids, want to be or a baseball player, or want to be in the industry, music industry.
Yeah.
But I played baseball from first grade to like third grade, and then like literally, like I'm gonna tell you the story, like a short story. Literally, I came back from the little leagues that day. I played, and I came back. I sat down on my mom's couch, and I was like, I'm not playing no more.
Wow, like that, a third grader. You telling me a third grader was like,
I told myself,
anymore.
I'm not playing. I'm tired. I don't like my coach. I'm not playing no more. I told my parents I'm not playing. And then from there, I stopped playing, and then I just focused on basketball and soccer.
Damn. I don't remember a single time when I said, well, that specific thing that you said about baseball, like as a kid, because it doesn't matter, right? Like whatever sports you were playing, you were just like running around and stuff like that. But that's so interesting that you're just like, I don't like my coach. I'm not doing that thing. I better be a rapper and then get my foot in the industry.
Yeah.
So a vibe that you were getting at before this baseball thing, what was the fact about food, right? Like food is a big time there.
Yeah, of course.
And it's very evident because I've lived with you, right?
Yeah.
Did we ever kiss?
Bro, shut up.
I don't think we did.
Don't listen to him. We never did that. That's nothing wrong with the man out there to do that, but I'm not into those things.
Oh, I love getting those reactions, dude. But food is a big time. Why do you think that is? Is there something specific about food?
I don't think there's nothing specific. It's just the food. Like I don't know. It's just something that came with the culture. That comes with the culture. Like being from there. Like it just Hispanic in general, for example. Just I think it just does. I don't think there's something specific.
I think you put it so beautifully that it comes with the culture, right? It's packed in there. It's like if you present a plate of plantain, however you prepare it, to listeners who don't know what plantain is, can you give a brief description of plantain?
Okay, plantains. All right, so plantains would be, for example, like just a big green banana, for example. Yeah. Because some people will call it banana when it's not. Plantain and banana. Yeah. Oh my god. But that would be a green plantain. Yeah, that would be plantain. A green.
Okay, so a big ass banana, right? So most of the famous popular dishes in Dominican, in Republic comes from this fruit called plantain, right?
No, not necessarily, but that's the first one.
That's the first one.
That's the first one. They'll probably tell you. Like anybody, if you like, just to be quick, they'll probably plantain will be the first one. Then the next one that they call it like the Dominican flag. They call that Dominican flag. That's rice, beans, chicken, and avocado.
Damn. So is that like everyday food? Is that like basic?
For like at 12. Yeah, that's a basic food. Like a lot of people just eat, rice, beans, chicken, or any type of meat like that. Yeah, that's a really typical food.
Damn, and going back to this notion of what you said about like food comes with the culture, right?
Yeah.
Again, that is such a interesting way to put it, because I feel the same way. Like if you give someone a plate of plantain, you're basically giving them a taste of your culture, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, here, like this comes from Dominican Republic, and it's unlike anything that you have ever had. It's unlike the American culture, or it's unlike the Nepali culture. Like there is a certain flavor and certain authenticity to it, if that makes any sense. That's like purely Dominican. And I think if you like, if someone asks you about Dominican Republic, if you had a choice, I would like to say that it's better to give them food rather than words, right?
Of course.
Like if you just serve them a plate of plantain, it's like even when they drive back home, it's like because they remember the food more than
Of course, because I'm a lot of places have beautiful beaches. A lot of places have beautiful rivers. A lot of places have just the people that are really nice. A lot of places are just they look as hot weather, tropical weather and all that stuff. A lot of places have
evergreen,
that. So so I think the food is a really good way to describe the Dominican Republic, because that's our food, even if it's it has mixed cultures with the Hispanic and African and all that stuff. Either way, it's unique to us. Not in Puerto Rico, in Cuba, and all those places, the food is different. Even though we share some things, but it's different. The seasoning they use is different.
The other thing that you said that I noticed was the character of people, right? So I think these two things is a big time for your culture. Say, if you are learning something new about a different culture, if the person is nice, and if you get a taste of their food, I think you learn a whole lot more than, say, if you would learn from, say, Instagram post, like a picture of Dominican Republic, like that's only going to explain so much. But if you like take a plate of their food, and then if a really good person is serving you and is like sitting down and chatting with you, I think like that's the key. That's the key. You have sold the person.
And there's one thing really important that's something that like we in between Dominicans we talk to this day, is that, for example, we, like, let's say a family member comes from, let's say, the United States or any place in the world to the Dominican Republic, right? We will probably stop working for those couple of days, or maybe the entire time they're there. Let's say if they come for a vacation a month or a couple of weeks, we'll stop working just to make them just have a good time over there, show them around, mentality. But when you come here to the United States, it's a different story. It's not the same. You'll be here 3 days, still everything good, and then the fourth, you gotta do something. Like, you gotta work. You gotta go out. Like, like, you're bothering here. You're a bother already. Like,
yeah, exactly. If you are staying at my place, I go to work. When I come back, food better be ready at the table. But in your country, as you say it, it's like, okay, we'll take some work off, and then
Yeah, hospitality is the best.
Yeah. There's this person that is coming like once in a year or twice in a year. You know, I really got to be there for them.
Yeah.
I think like Nepal has similar kind of vibe. You know, where it's like, oh, there is there's a relative coming. Well, I need to get off work because you know I need to be with this person. I need to cook food and stuff.
Exactly.
And just have a good time. Well, whereas as you say in America, it's very different. It's completely different narrative. It's completely different scenario. That's why these two worlds are just flipped. As we go into this U.S. thing, how long have you been into the United States?
With this summer, that'll be 5 years.
5 years, right? And I think here's kind of a interesting question, which is how has United States changed for you, or how have you changed in retrospective to United States when you first came here and till now? In these 5 years, what has changed with Kenny?
With me as a person, okay, so when I got here, I was probably really naive, you know, like even though I knew the culture, I was born here, but no, it never lived, you know, coming to a
that's very interesting. Could you go over that briefly?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I was born in New York, but I only literally stayed here when I was born. 3 months. When I was 3 months.
3 months old.
Born.
Baby Kenny.
Born.
Baby Kenny.
Yeah. My mom took me back. Even though I came here, you know, to New York summers and 1 month, 2 months, and like that. I've been to Orlando and stuff like that. I've been a couple of places, right? It's not the same being here for a couple months and, you know, living here.
Yeah.
It's two different things, you know. Like, you can't get accustomed to the culture of the United States in a month. You can't do that. No, you don't know the life, you know. You can't, you know, and you know, going to this 5 years, like, I think just a lot of things have changed, you know, like, I came with another perspective of, you know, that, you know, I came with my mindset of, you know, I wanted to play basketball, I wanted to do this, I wanted to be, you know, get far in the basketball and all that stuff, and I came to my brother's house, and, you know, thinking things were going to be the same way when he lived over there, things were totally different. It was a lot of growing and maturing.
Right.
You know, I always been a mature kid, but, like, it really, like, my life changed. Because when I was in the art, I'm going to tell you something. I don't consider myself rich, but if you probably see how I lived, because I went to private schools over there. I learned English. I already knew. I had an accent when I came here, but I already knew English. You know, I could talk, and you understand everything.
And that's like a big thing in Dominican Republic, but whereas it may not be as big in the United States, right?
Oh, yeah. I came here and, you know, I already knew all that stuff, but either way, it was a struggle. You know, my life changed. You know, I had to, like, really humble down. I was already humble, but, like, I really had to humble down because I didn't have all those. I was not as comfortable as in the art. I didn't have my parents because I came by myself too. That's another thing. You know, it's not as easy. You know, when you come by myself. And another thing is that it was my choice.
Yeah.
My parents never forced me because I was comfortable in the art. I could have finished my school, went to a good college, or came to the United States after I finished. You know, I didn't have a problem with that. It was not like I had the pressure because, I need papers. And like, no. I came because, you know, I always wanted to come finish, you know, have my studies here. And I was really focused on the basketball thing. Didn't go my way.
Yeah, that's so interesting, right? Because when you say that it was your choice, and then when you take that leap, right, everything that happens to you is then your responsibility. There's no one to blame then. You know, if your parents would have forced you to come to the U.S., like, you could have just been like, oh, it's their fault. You know, why did they send me over here? But when it's your choice, and then whenever you take that leap, and then whenever you are faced with hard situations, it's like, that's your fault. You know, that's something you picked at, and these are the consequences, right? Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I did. You know, everything that, like, even when I was in the airport in the yard before going, my dad was, like, kind of a little bit mad at me because, you know, he didn't want me to go. You know, he was gonna miss his kid, whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But he told me, like, in brief, like, you know, Kenny, like, you're gonna go through some struggles. You know, you're not gonna be comfortable. You're not gonna be with us no more. Like, you're gonna go through really, like, hard struggles. You know, you're really comfortable. We worked really hard. Me and your mom, so you can have a really good life, have all this, and you're gonna go through struggles. It's not gonna be the same. Even if we send you money, that don't matter. Like, you're not gonna be comfortable. You're not gonna have your own room. Everything's gonna change. You know, and Honestly, I didn't listen to my dad.
Wow.
I was really like excited. Yeah, I'm going to the
Yeah,
United States.
US
US is
opportunity.
gonna be opportunity, all this stuff. Basketball,
Girls,
can't wait
girls.
yeah, girls. And I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna do great. Like, life is gonna be so good. I know, I'm gonna be like a little bit like, stuck at the first, but then I'll figure it out. Like always. Shit, life hit me really hard.
Oh, thing that you said, that your dad told you, it's really something that my parents would never do to me. They would be like,
Yeah.
oh, be careful, don't eat too much candy over in the United States. Those are some of the things they'll tell me, but never that. It sounded like your dad was preparing you for adulthood.
Yeah, he in a sense was, because my dad, even if I was, let's say, rich in the art and all this stuff, my dad and my mom came from nothing. They worked their ass off, and they went through worst times, because they came as an immigrant. At least I came to somebody's house, and all this stuff. They went through worse things. It doesn't compare, but at the same time, it's a struggle for me coming from where I was really comfortable and coming to where I was not comfortable at all.
Right. I mean, so your parents were basically the first immigrants, right? And then, well, there is a fortunate thing there, because you got to be this second generation kid instead of the first one, and the first one always has to face a lot more struggles, right? As we are in this cultural difference scenario, the other thing that I wanted to ask you was, how are communities in the U.S. different from that of Dominican Republic?
Well, I'm gonna talk, where I lived in PA.
Okay.
In PA, it was really calm. Not all the people, people were educated. Really educated.
PA
like,
is Pennsylvania to some of the listeners from some of the international listeners.
Yes.
That's very fun to say.
Yeah. And it was really educated, really like, when I say lonely, it's just, you didn't really feel anybody. You didn't really feel like a music, a dog, or anything. They pass by, but you don't really feel them because
silent.
It's so silent.
Dead silent. Yep.
Yeah. In the art, I lived in a per se in a gated community.
Okay.
It was a private community per se. It was quiet, but not as quiet as Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so
where I lived.
in DR, it sounds like you guys were about to graduate from middle class to a bit higher status. About to graduate, but not exactly. Am I getting that right?
Okay. I can say that
like
we were
upper
like
middle class.
Yeah, upper middle class. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
okay,
upper
there we
middle
go.
class. Yeah, I was because like in the school that I went to, it's probably one of the most expensive schools. Like, let's say for example, anybody that goes to, let's say, here to a college that's like not too expensive, because I paid I paid in the art $10,000 a year to go to a private school. To go to a private school, a high school. My high school, it was not a high school. It was just a whole middle school. Middle school, pre-K, kinder, everything, elementary, it had everything.
And was that rare, or was that something that parents would do, like, forcefully, because parents can also take loans to send their kids to that school?
No, the people were not taking loans.
Oh, okay. No. I just wanted to know if that was a common thing, or was it
people that could do it? Yeah, they did it. And that was not in my school. And you might think, damn, that's really expensive. No, that was not even the most expensive. Those schools are more expensive than that.
Okay, gotcha.
So in that term that you said, I was upper. Let's say I can say upper middle class, almost there in the high class, because around the people that I used to hang out, like my friends and stuff, and all the people that I got to see, they were like really high class. Like they, their parents were like rich. They were like owners of a lot of things that are big in the art.
Oh yeah, there was always a bigger fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that you were exactly being spoon-feeded or something, but there was this financial shift when you came from Dominican Republic to the United States.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And then you were saying this cultural difference about U.S. and Dominican Republic. Would you like to continue that?
Yeah, of course. People were really educated here compared to the. I'm not gonna say people are not really uneducated, but people, like, for example, the way they drive in DR is horrible compared to PA.
What's the legal driving age?
18, but people be driving at 16. They don't care. That's another thing. In DR, people be drinking early.
Oh, yeah,
Teenagers drink early, and you think like, oh
Gotcha.
yeah, but in the US they do that too. No, it's different. The US is something different because sometimes even parents will be like, yo, take a sip of this beer so you can know what it is. They do that.
Wow. At what age?
Yeah, why early teenage years, like 13, 14, they do that. They
Shit.
do this, especially kids are in the hood. They're already drinking early. And they're doing things that that take us to our almost 20s or late teenage years to do, because our parents are like, oh no, you can't do this now, this is not your time, this and that.
Goddamn, I can tell that to some of my friends that would be like a paradise, dude. That the thing that you're talking about, your parents feeding you alcohol in early teens and stuff, it's a paradise for them.
Honestly, not to I say of course because this is my country, but at the same time, it's just like the things that I see over there is like, and this is a big cultural thing too. It's like in Dominican Republic, people don't care. People are always like laughing, always in a good mood, always just a party. Always people make parties of anything. They'll do anything just to have fun. People over there always having fun. People don't really care.
Do you have any insights on why that is, or say why aren't people like that in the United States, and why are they like that? Why are people so happy, honestly, as you say
honestly, I honestly don't even know why that happened. Because honestly, that's another thing that happened to me. I used to be all the time happy in Dominican Republic. Yeah, and like I've never been like, oh, I went to parties every weekend, or I'm a drinker. I'm drinking all the time. No, it's just I used to like just have fun and always be happy all the time. When I got here,
I feel that so much.
There's such a thing called depression came, and now when I see such a thing, I'm not saying that it's not, but it's just. I didn't know what really depression, felt like, or being really sad or having anxiety and have all those things. So when I started having those things that I didn't even know that I had them, it was such weird. I was like, Kenny, why are you feeling like this? Like, why are you feeling this way? And I didn't know why. And like I was looking every time I went to the yard, like whoop, that disappeared. Like I didn't have that every time. Like in the summer, 'cause I used to travel every summer back to like just visit it and just be there for the summer. And I was like, why is this happening to me? And all this stuff. And I think another thing is that I used to be like in PA is really lonely. So that's another thing really like
you're always behind closed doors. You're not exposed to the sunshine as much as you would be in DR.
For me it was a daily routine: school, basketball, home. School, basketball, and then like go out with my brother's family to like other families thing, a little birthday for kids, this and that, or just staying home watching games and stuff. It was not really like that much activity to do. I'm not saying, and there's not really that much to do in PA where I lived at least. And I didn't have really that much friends at the beginning. I didn't really have that much friends, of course, like everybody, And I always been kind of like a shy kid.
Yeah,
it's probably this past 2 years that I've been like more like out there and like I'm not that shy. But when I got there, I was really shy, always, quiet. And I was just, doing my thing, but just quiet. And then, with time, of course, like everybody, I get friends. But I can't consider those friends friends like that I still talk to.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can resonate with so much of what you just said, right? About friendship, about just being happy in there. Same thing with me, too. Like, whenever I was in Nepal, I didn't know what depression was. I was far away from depression. Like, but then whenever I came to the United States, there was a glimpse into that. In the initial stages, there was like, oh shit, am I hitting depression right now? Is this depression? And then I'll be like, nah, this is not depression. Come on, you're not going into depression, right? But I certainly felt that I did have a glimpse into that world, and I hope that I never return to that again. And I was really trying to get to the key of why you were being happy in DR and not in the USA. I was like, oh, if I get that key, I can implement something in my life too. But it's something that just happens, right? Like, even I am not able to figure out why I was so happy in my own country than in United States. It's like, okay, I got these people. Like, there are people here. But still, it's like, okay, so what was missing? And then I go, maybe it's the fact that I am behind closed doors all the time. Like you said about, school, closed doors. You were inside a building. Basketball, inside a building, closed doors. And then home, closed doors, inside the building. And then whenever you say, you do a movie night or something again, closed doors.
Yeah.
And
at the same time, it was with the same people. For like the first 2 years, it was the same people. It was like the family, like my parents, I was saying my parents, my brother, his wife, and his kids, and that's it. And like it was the same thing. So it was like with the same people, and at the same time, I really didn't have the best relationship with my brother, probably for the first 2 years, and that affected me too, So honestly, the same way I haven't to this day. I couldn't figure out like why is that, because right now I'm living with my mom, thank God I'm living with my mom now, and I'm really happy about that. But I know, and I told this to my dad over the phone. I was like, I'm really happy that now I have my own space finally after like 5 years and all this stuff. But I'm really happy in all this. I'm really thankful for everything that's been happening. But I'm still not at a level, at that DR happiness level.
Yes, exactly. And it's something I feel like there is a desire factor that's going to affect both of us, because even I'm looking for that happiness factor, because I know what, like, it's like you're chasing something, right? Is that like DR has set your expectation of happiness so high that it's like, like no matter how hard you chase it in the US, like it's something that you're never going to find.
And I don't think not only that expectation of happiness, it's even with the people too.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's why I think something that really hasn't helped me with the people and having friends is because I haven't really found the same quality friends that I had. Exactly. Because I still talk to my friends from Dominican Republic. Some of them are here in the U.S. studying and living here with their parents, and some of them are still in DR. And I still talk to them like if they were here, like living near me, like because I was like from probably all my really close friends, I was like maybe 15 to 10 minutes away, which is nothing in car.
Yeah,
that's how far I was from all my friends, and I haven't really found that. And I think every time I meet somebody, and I'm not, and this is not like an offense for like anybody. It's just there's something how my mind automatically has been working. It's something I said like, oh, if I don't have this, like my friend in DR, I'm not gonna be friends with you or really close friends with you or best friends or anything. It's just I just automatically my brain is like, oh, this people doesn't have like I don't feel the same vibe that I felt like with my friends in Dominican Republic, so I don't really see this going that far, or me talking to you every day or playing this or doing this with you.
Exactly. I will say this: the one thing that has helped me overcome that unhappiness factor would be changing my mindset, right? Be like thinking in a sense that I am never going to find the same people I had in Nepal in US. Like that's something. It's something wrong that I'm chasing. That's not something that I'm going to find, because it's a completely different world. The other thing I can tell you is that if you had your childhood in the United States, say up to 10 years of age, or say up to 13, and then if you would have moved to DR, you would have felt the same way, wouldn't you think?
Of course, because I know a lot of people think the same way, like
Yeah, so there's that childhood factor as well, to a child it's completely different, and I feel like whenever we tap into that unhappiness stage, it's like we're chasing that childhood, and obviously that's not something that you're going to find in your late 19s or 20s,
Because honestly, like as we were mentioning, there's people that here that meet in high school, and by the end of their high school career, they're like best friends, they're brothers and everything.
Oh yeah.
And even if they met him like here, they could be from here. Like if they're from here and they met him, like they'll be best friends. Compared to me, that won't happen.
Yeah, there's that time factor, right?
That don't even matter. Like just because if you have the same, let's say, cultures, I think that affects a lot. Having the same cultures, because even like us, like that come from somewhere else, we most of the time are inclined to look for our people.
100%.
Our inclines to go to our people, because those are people that are gonna relate to us, they're gonna understand us, and we're gonna, for in a sense, how to say this, like we're just gonna be cool with those people faster than other people from here that are from here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I don't actively do You know, like I'm not going around saying that, oh, I wish I would have had that person, but it's like, even if I have a good American friend, it's still like, I don't know, what am I missing here? You know, like there's something missing. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
but there is a gap here. Maybe that gap is in culture, but I feel like slowly as I go on living this lifestyle, maybe say in the next year or 2 years, I feel like I'll be happy enough to close that gap, and then, you know, like try to minimize that gap as much as possible. And it's something that requires your active attention. It's not something that, you know, automatically going to happen. It's like, you know, you got to work on that. You gotta work on that,
because that's something that you've been having in your mind since basically since you were born, for example. You know, like you've been having that since you were born. So to this day, you know, I still have kind of like that mindset. So I know like I need to put in work for that.
And I really want to get into this next question here because it's more about fun and less about unhappiness, and which is, what did you guys do for fun in Dominican Republic? What was your main, like, kind of like, you know, topmost fun activities that you would do?
Teenage years, or like, you know,
anything that pops up in your mind. If I say fun in Dominica, what would your answer be?
Clubs.
Oh, wow.
Clubs.
Why so?
That's why girls drinking, all that stuff.
Oh, my God.
Because honestly, look over there. That's another thing with the drinking. You can get into clubs early age.
Not 16?
No, you have to be 18. You have to be 18.
Okay.
That's the legal age. But literally, if you give money to the bouncer, they'll let you in. Something here is, if that really happens here, yeah. Like, not even a lot. You can give them, like, say, $10 or $20. Come put it in, like, in dollars, and they'll let you in. I've been going to clubs since I was 16. That's what I'm talking. And you might say, when me saying this, it might sound like, oh my God, Kenny's going to clubs every week and every day. No, but I'm just saying because, like, that happened to me. Like, I was in clubs all the time, like, because I had other friends that, like, knew, like, the owner or this and that.
Connection.
Or just or connections. Yeah, connections are everything. Or I had this friend that already did that. So, you know, with the other friends, we just did it and got in. You know, another thing, sports, basketball. You know, at least with, you know, soccer. At least in like the high, you know, the middle high, you know, they play that a lot, soccer, and they're really good, I can say. And movies, just going out in general, going out to eat, expensive restaurants or just nice restaurants or any restaurant, you know, that's another thing, is just going out in general, you know. I think that's the first thing, you know, for having fun.
Yeah, one thing that I would like to point out in all these things that you said is the fact that in every activity that you have mentioned, there were always friends around you, be it in clubs, you know, be it in sports, you know, it's always that group of friends.
There was always people around me, people that I knew that I was close with. No, never like no strangers, no people that, first time meeting you. Of course, I met people going to those places, but always me going with my friends.
Exactly, and that's just something I wanted to point out in all these activities. There was this common factor of, you know, having that group of friends around you. So, going into this factor of romanticism, since we have already touched up on it a little bit through club here, how would you say the dating and the romantic lifestyle in DR is? Is it better than US, or is it something different?
Well, me personally, I got my first girlfriend when I got here to the United States.
Okay.
I never really had a girl when I was in Dominican Republic. Never had a girlfriend. Maybe, you know, I can't say like hooked up or anything, nothing like that. You know, just a little teenagers, you kids, you know, playing those kissing games and all that stuff. Yeah, but
no. But what I was saying was, you're really good with girls, and I am not, which I find hard to say. But you're good with girls. You're good with girls. I'll give you that one.
It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things.
What do you mean by a lot of things, dude? What do you mean by a lot of things? It's only one thing, okay? Wait till I finish my sophomore year, and then we'll do our body counts, and then we will talk, okay?
Nah. All right. The difference between, you know, dating here and there and
no, just in general, like a like, would you say that there is a romantic lifestyle in DR?
Yeah, there's definitely there is.
Okay. Which
I think they're really similar. There's the drama. People are like go out and like do the just the regular romantic things. And there's those people that just are messing around. They're together, but they have the open relationship. I think that thing.
Oh, did he say open relationship?
There's people that there's people that have that over there, like the same too. Like
is that common?
And not really common, but you find that.
Can you define open relationship for the people who are just getting introduced to this term? Because
open relationship is like you're with somebody, but you guys can like hook around with other people, but you guys still together, but hook around with other people.
and that's something very common.
I'm not gonna say very common. But it is. You see it.
It's something
sometimes
people practice.
Yeah, you see it from time to time. You see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have not been introduced to someone who has an open relationship, maybe who admits they have an open relationship, but I think there's a good amount in the US as well that people that have open relationships.
Honestly, in the US, the United States, there's everything. In the United, I think that there's because there's the only place besides the Dominican Republic country that I've been.
Okay.
But for I've seen in the internet, like just everything that I've seen personally too, I think this country has the most like there's probably like a lot of different types of relationship that I don't even know and we don't know that they're out there and that they have it here and like nowhere else.
It's a mixed bag, dude. It's and that's something I really like about this country, right? This openness in romanticism or say even in the sexual culture. It's not something that people generally hide, whereas they do it in my country. Say sex is a very sacred thing in my country, whereas here it's not. It's very open. It's out there. You just gotta look for it, and then you'll find it in gas stations, in public parks. You'll find it everywhere. Everywhere. Yes. Yeah. Are you trying to judge me, Kenny?
No, I'm not trying to judge you. It's true. I'm just funny. Like you can find that everywhere. But,
but
talking about that open, something I didn't mention, going back to the culture thing, is that something that I really like didn't like in DR is that, and I'm not gonna say me, but it's in general. We as Dominicans, and I can include myself because I've done it. Now that I've been living here, I don't do it as much, or I really don't do it. But we criticize the
shit out of people.
And you might think, that's normal. Everybody does it. No. But in DR, like when I mean criticize, it's like, oh, you have a certain like haircut. You're this person.
Wow,
if you wear Jordans, you're this. If you wear this type of clothes, you're this. Especially in the class that I was. The people that I was around with, not my friends, because my friends were humble, but like other girls and like those girls that that they think they're the shit and all those those guys, those especially I hate them the most. Like I literally just want to like kill them probably. Yeah, like I hate that. Like I don't like that shit. Like I don't like because and the funny thing is that nowadays if you go back, those people that were talking, you see them with Jordans, you see them with those things because they see the American culture wearing that. And that's really normal here. They want to wear it, but at the same time, they have in the back of their heads like, oh no, the people from the hood wear this, so I can't wear it, like I'm this. They're gonna call me, And I was because of that, I stopped doing like and talking and doing things that I wanted because I didn't want to. I was afraid of being criticized, and I was scared of the opinions of people. And when I got here, and like I used to like all the time when I went out, even to the mall. I had to like dress at least decent.
Yeah, definitely.
People within DR like to dress a lot. Like they dress for anything. They go to the corner, they have to be looking decent at least. Here,
did you say corner?
Yeah, they go to the corner, they have to dress nice at least. if here, people literally will go like naked for to say like that. Literally naked anywhere. Like to the mall, they'll go probably like little shorts, just a tank top. Flip flops, like if they were in their house, if they just literally woke up, people go in pajamas places. If you go to pajamas,
have you seen me? Have you seen this kid?
In the art, that's a no-no.
Walking around campus.
In the art, that's a no-no. In the art, that's a no-no.
Yeah.
People, you get to criticize the shit out, and like you can't get into places in the art because you're not dressed correctly.
Wow.
Because in DR, some people say that some Dominicans, and this is my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, but people say, "Oh, you know, Dominicans are racist." We're not. Dominicans are not racist, in my opinion. They're just classist.
They're judgmentalist.
But no, they're classist too. Because
okay.
if you're a certain way, you know, they'll just judge you. You know, they already say that you can't go anywhere, and they just, you know, they'll criticize the shit out of you because, you know, there's just this. The class over there rules a lot. Like, you know, if you're like this, you know, the high class, upper middle class, and this, and you like, they rule a lot. And money over there does everything. Oh, you want anything, money does everything. Like, it's you know, like, yeah, it's just money does everything over there.
Money is above the law, right? Yeah.
There's probably, I've seen cases of people, you know, raping little girls and all that stuff, and really doing bad stuff. And just because they got mommy and daddy money, or they got money, they'll still do some jail time, but not the jail time that you know that they should be doing.
Yeah, that's
and it's really bad. Like, my country is really corrupted, and I hate it.
If you strip down DR from there and just stick Nepal in there, I don't think there is much edit that I would like to do. I feel like it's almost the same. Especially like the thing about higher class people, you know, they their voices have more power, and money speaks. You know, money is almost above the law, and you don't have to do as much jail time if you have enough money. You commit a crime, you go to jail, you pay them certain bucks, get out, and then do the crime again, get in, get out. It's like fun. It's entertaining to some people because they got the money. They don't gotta worry about them, which is obviously fucked up.
I hope for, you know, sometimes even if people hate the president and the government from here. But I wish sometimes that, you know, that we had a little bit of this government, because I think the economy in Dominican Republic would be way different, because the dollar is going up every day, and the peso is going really down, and that's really bad, you know. Like, it's good, like, in a way, because, you know, if you come from here and you live here and you go to the yard, then, you know, whatever dollar you exchange is going to be a lot of money, in a sense. But it's like, you know, the economy and the job opportunities over there are really low.
I feel like I want to add something, but I don't want to bore the fuck out of people by talking about politics, you know.
Add a little bit. We talk about it. We talk about everything here. We talk about everything. Got it.
Well, you want to take over the podcast?
No. I'll be the guest, and maybe I'll come talk a couple times.
No, but do you think you're good with girls?
No.
No?
No.
Well, I thought you were, but. Anyways, welcome to the group, man. Welcome to the group.
I don't think I am. Like, I might be a little bit decent, but I don't think like, oh, I'm a master, you know? Like, I do have the mindset.
I can find one every other week, but I don't think I'm good. I can find one tomorrow night. I can find one tomorrow night if you want me to, but, you know, I'm just decent. I'm just a normal guy. You should get the fuck out of here. Get with your fake humbleness, trying to be humble.
No, it's true. Like, I don't do anything special that maybe you can do with talking to girls, you know. And like the same way,
I'm getting real pumped up. I'm really getting pumped up.
The same way you get rejected by 100 girls, I've gotten the same way, because, you know, who doesn't get rejected the same way? And, you know, honestly, the only thing that I can probably, the advice I can give, if you ask me for that, is talk. You just gotta talk. Honestly, don't be boring. Don't do those regulars. Hey, how you doing? Fine. You? That shit's just boring, you know. I'm not saying, you know, come with a compliment or anything, but just, you know, by texting, you know, even if people think you can't, but you can, like, sense, like, you know, like, way that people text and, like, the energy they send a message. I think that's really important, especially, like, you know, starting to know, like, a girl that you don't know. It's not like, oh, you know, oh, look, Prajash, this is, you know, this person, you know, oh, Prajash, this is my friend, you know, I'm just introducing you to you so you guys can talk. No, especially when you're talking to a new girl that you haven't known, that you just, you know, DM'd on Instagram, for example. I think that's probably the best advice I can give. Well,
you see that? He just told me that he doesn't know anything about that, and then he said that he sucked, and then he goes on to tell me about 2 pages of story about how not to talk to girls, and then you telling me that you're not good with it.
Because I think there's something really like...
you went on for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes telling me things not to do. Things not to do. Google. 5 minutes, Kenny. You asked me to write an essay, dude. You told me to write your English essay.
Yeah.
And then whenever I went into this, dating scene, which you tell me that you're not good at, you went on for 5 minutes.
I can talk, but I can't.
You want me to believe it?
I can't talk like this, but I can't write too much. When we talk about essays, I'm talking about essays. I can't do that. I hate essays. Being that's something that I just say, but being Hispanic, it helps me a lot because who doesn't want a Hispanic guy? Who doesn't? Like the fuck? Especially Dominican. Who doesn't want one? Who doesn't want one?
Do you put that on your Tinder bio, Instagram bio, Snapchat bio?
In my Instagram, I do have my flag. I have my Dominican flag, and a lot of people have it. It's nothing new, even girls and guys.
Is the secret message? Is the secret message?
Like, a lot of people have it, like in their things. So it's nothing new, but. Yeah.
So it's a signal thing. It's like a signal you're sending out there, so that people who want to can.
No, they just know something will be like as soon as they open my Instagram page, they already know. Okay,
they know that you got a big dick.
I ain't gonna talk much about that,
It's the first impression that counts, right? I mean, I see what you do. I see what you do.
Oh, wait, before you go. Talking about the dating scene, something that I found is that I'm not saying girls, in the yard, this and that, but I found it in a way that girls in the Dominican Republic, especially in the class that I live, to put that as, I think that's because that's, the people that I used to see on a daily, if you're not a certain weight and like this and that, they're really like, they'll probably be really hard to get. In a sense, like if you're not a certain way, here girls are more like open. They don't really are criticizing or like, oh yeah, I want them this way, and if it's not like this with this specifications, I don't want that guy. Over there in the Dominican Republic for the longest, when I used to live over there, they were like that. Now it's different, now it's not that way. You're still fun. Some girls are like that, but at least in the time that I was over there and how I saw it, my mindset, at least maybe that was just me. My friends probably will say something else, but I saw it that way. When I got here, not because, I got my first girl here and I saw this girl. No. Not because of that. It's just, I noticed that just by the, like, looking at couples and looking, like, hearing stories and seeing this and how girls, just talked and stuff. Like, I see that you hear girls are not like, yeah, if he's not like this,
Which one do you prefer? Here, right? I mean, I prefer it that way as well. Here,
I'm not saying that I want them an American. I want them Hispanic, but they're like, never that. Never that. I won't like.
I want my own juice. I want my own juice.
Yeah, I want them Hispanic, but in a sense, like they're like their culture is like mixed, like mine. Like I have that American culture.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, same thing with me too. Like, I wish the scenery around dating was more like U.S. in Nepal, but I got to be careful in that because, if I mix that culture with Nepal, I might lose something from Nepal. Yeah. But the other thing that now, as we're getting close to the end of the podcast, like quick rounds that I wanted to go through.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so one movie recommendation from DR that you would like everyone to watch. What's the name of that movie?
Sanky Panky.
Sanky Panky.
That's a really common movie. Yeah, that movie. It's really funny and you can see a lot of our culture in there too.
Next question: what's one food that you would want everyone to try from DR, which is
mango con otro golpe. Mango con otro golpe.
So to the listeners, I did try mango because Kenny told me about it and I had to try it. Well, there is plantain involved, and I don't know if some of the listeners can find plantain in their country, but mango is a really good dish. Yeah, it's a really simple dish. Really simple.
And it's really good, and I'll fill you up for like until probably you'll be filled up for a long time too. At least
yeah,
that's me.
exactly. And I think this is one of the last questions that I have, which is an unfair question. U.S. or DR?
DR all the way.
DR all the way? No
DR.
second thought? DR?
No. Yeah, DR.
Locked it? Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, going with that.
White pussy or DR pussy? White pussy, please.
Fuck out of here. DR pussy. If you take.
So
DR.
nothing from U.S.? Nothing?
No.
There gotta be something, man.
No, that's nothing from you.
Come on, not even the pussy. I don't believe you.
No. Mm-mm.
All right, I think we have reached the end of the podcast, and I still feel that I can beat the shit out of you, Kenny.
Man, I'll let you keep dreaming on that.
That's not true. I don't want to mess with Kenny ever. I don't ever want to mess with.
When I see you at Lee, he's giving a punch on a punching bag or a bag of like potatoes. Then I'll be like, yeah, he can probably like cause me to laugh or something. But meanwhile, I'm just let you dream, and that's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with you ever. But anyways, dude, like, thank you for being on the podcast. And
no, thanks to you for letting me.
No,
here.
it's my honor. But where can people find you?
Find me.
Where can people find the flag?
My flag. Oh, my Instagram. My Instagram Kenny12_. You find me there, and Prajash probably gonna put in the bio of this my full name probably if he remembers still my full name, or I think he has my ID from my high school. That's my full name,
not
so he probably gonna
I'm
put there.
proud of.
And you can just put that there and like in Facebook, and you'll find me there too. So yeah,
watch out for the flag. Again, Kenny, thank you for being on the podcast, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks to you, man.
All right, and that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.